Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about GooseChase, and we played GooseChase yesterday as part of our STARTALK 2021 program. So, ni hao to all my Fargo STARTALK participants. You want to sign in first. Go to GooseChase.com and create a free account. Okay, and there are different kinds of accounts. I only have the free one, and you can see you can only have 3 teams, an individual, or 3 players, and only 1 live game at a time, right? Only 5 devices per team. So there are, different limitations. So it's expensive. I would love the paid version more than I can afford as a teacher. So I have the free version, and there's a lot you can do with it. Because our game is still active that we played yesterday, I'm logged into the account I usually use, well, that I started with actually. And so this is my personal account, and you can see some of the different games here that I've played. Let's make a new one. I want to show you how to do it. So once you've logged in, you've created your account, you will go to your account settings, and you won't have any games yet, but you want to navigate to the game section. There are helpful videos, but I'm going to show you pretty quickly here. So we're going to make a new game, and we're going to remember backward design and think about what we want to talk about. I actually want to make a game about the STARTALK principles. So I'm trying to see if I have any. These are pictures from our STARTALK programs. I don't find a good picture there that I can do easily. So anyways, you get the idea. You go to navigate your pictures, or you can upload pictures from online. Oops, you got to spell things right. Off to a great start here. So we'll just put this one in. This is a Francophone culture picture, but it'll be fine. So this game image does help. I don't know if you remember, but yesterday a few people said, oh yeah, I'm in your game. It's got the cafe picture. So that does help. We're going to name our game and that way you can tell this too. And look over here in the blue, it's giving you hints, right? And so you can describe what the game is. Okay, we're going to review some concepts. You can put a location. When I play this on campus, I put one in. The password I do, since I only have the free account, I'll often put in a password. This is a video that's out there right now. I'm just going to put this in. I'll change it later. And so we're going to save it. And so once you save it, over here on the setup are kind of the different tabs that you want to work through, but you can get started by making a mission. And you can start banks, and you can pull from previous missions. Right now, since we're pretending that you're just starting this new, you go to add a mission to the list, okay? There are 3 types of missions: photo or video missions. Mission is like a question. Photo or video missions, a text mission, or a GPS mission. So let's do a photo mission first, and you want to give it a name. And so I'm going to call it, products. We're going to look at the 3 P's. You need to give it a points value. I like to start off with like 200 points or 100 points. And I'm going to say upload a photo of a cultural product for the US, for example. Okay. And you can see here, you can attach an image or a link. You can click under advanced settings, and you have some options. You could hide this or show it. What kinds of submissions do you want to accept? Only video, only photos, or both? I'm going to say only photos, right? Where they can capture it. Do you want automation? Those kinds of things. And so each mission kind of has some few different options. So here's one. Let's do another one. Let's do a video, and then we'll say practices for this one. I'm going to make it be a video, so I'm going to give it a few points. Make a short video of yourself using the product, representing U.S. culture, right? And so I want it to be available. I want it to be videos only, right? Live capture, automation, that's all fine. So we're going to save our changes, right? You see how easy it is? Make another mission here. I'm just going to show you one of each. Perspectives. Here I'm going to ask them to write a text answer. We'll give it a little more point. You know, what are the deeper perspectives behind the product, the product and practice related to U.S. culture that you mentioned? Okay, and so you can put in accepted answers here if there's a name or if there's a person. Again, you can attach images or links. If you go under these advanced settings, here's something that I like to do. I like it to be available always, but I'm sorry, so here, I like it to be hidden in the feed. This is what I wanted to show you. That way people can't see each other's submissions for this one. I love the activity feed. I can show you that in a minute, but I don't want them to see their answers yet for the text ones, you know, the names and things. So I usually make sure it's hidden in the feed for the text missions. So now I'm going to save those changes. Great. So we've got 3 ones. Let's get that GPS one. This is the hardest one. And so, well, hardest one for some users, they have trouble with it. So let's see, where is, I don't know. I don't have a good one. I did Disneyland Paris and the Fargo Theater, but where's the capital of the U.S.? All right, well, why don't we say, where is, find the White House. Now, for us as language teachers, we can put all of this in the target language and add in some culture, so that's really neat. Here's how you do it. So we want them to find the White House. We're going to set the location. You can go here and you can search. It's really kind of cool. White House in the United States. And so here is the location of the White House. Oh, that's Tennessee. Thank you. That's not going to work. So let's try again. Let's see. It seems to be stuck. White House, Washington, D.C. So let's see. Oh, it doesn't want to do that. So it's on Pennsylvania Avenue. Sometimes you got to play with it a little bit. Let's see if it likes that. It does not. All right, let's try Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. Maybe when these kinds of things happen, I will close out and start over again. Oh, and I saw one here, Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. This looks right? The President's Park, the ellipse, and so here we have it, and it'll ask you the accepted radius. So since some of you said, you know, you had trouble with this yesterday, maybe we want to go to 500 meters. So then that would cover anything in the circle. Maybe we want to do a kilometer. So if they're within a kilometer, that's kind of big. Let's do 500 meters. So if they get within 500 meters, it's going to tell them that they're right. So I'm going to set that there. You can always look at the advanced settings. Again, do you want them to see each other's? I don't, right? I want them to kind of figure this out. It's available. Okay, so I save it. So now let's pretend this is our mission. There's only 4. It would be a pretty quick game. That's no problem, right? I don't really do much with this, but you can see here's where if you want to schedule something automatically, fine. I also don't do much with the branding, but you can. And so here is where you can decide if you want teams or individual. And so it's up to you. I will say with the free account, it fills up fast. So that is why I usually create teams. And so that's what I did last time. I uploaded my panda image. And so I had my giant pandas, right? And so it's going to upload this image. And I made an access code because, again, I was trying to get, and here's where I put my code, Panda's rule, I was trying to get equal team members and, kind of control, not in a bad way, but because I know I'm limited by how many people and how many teams, I wanted to set those parameters, right? You can send an invite, and then you need the emails, and you would just send an invite to say, hey, here's your team. Remember, you have to download the app. That was the biggest piece, right? You need to download the app, and then so on and so forth. There's step-by-step instructions to try to help people. And so here is where, under participants, you can set things up ahead of time. It really helps for the free version. You can decide when you want to stop and start your game. And so I had this on manual, and then when we were ready to play, I clicked start game. And so I set our game open for 3 days before. And so I'm not going to turn it on now, but because I maybe want to show you a few more things. But this is where you would start your game, and then you would see down here that it's going on live. You can also schedule when you would start it if you wanted to pick a date in the future, so that would be automatic. Once you have your game going, you can watch the activity feed and the leaderboard and see the submissions. That's kind of neat. There's some reporting dashboards. But here's this game code that you need, right? And anytime you see the I, you can click on it. So they can find your game by name, but what I usually do, what I tried to do, is give you the game code. So people joining your game when you have the free version, right? It's helpful to know the name of your game. They need to know the game code, and then they need to know the team password. If you set it up this way, you can leave it. If you keep it as individual, remember you're limited to 3 people total. So that goes really fast. I think for the free version, you really need to play by teams. And if you have people create their own teams, I can tell you kind of things get a little bit crazy. So my tip is create the teams ahead of time. And then, you have to kind of manage, and you saw it's a little crazy, right? You kind of have to manage the class. So that's where you have to remind them, download the app, join our game, 3 steps, join our game, and then join your team. And you want to tell them their team ahead of time. But then once you've got it all set up here, you would just go to start and stop, and you would start your game. Pretty neat, huh? And so it's super quick and easy to set up. I just went out to show you. Now I've got my game here. It's in a draft because that's the way it was. But let's see, here was my, again, the Explore Concordia one. And just to show you, in the activity feed, you can see, what people wrote. You can check as it's going live, and they can see each other. You can see the leaderboard. These were our teams, right? And then you can also go by submission, right? And so you can see who, for each of the questions, what the submissions were, and there's different ways then that you can, respond to them, and you can give them points or bonus points. You can like it, you can sort of edit things, you can delete things if you need to. So that is GooseChase in a quick little video. I hope you have fun playing, and bonne continuation.